Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going over to XRP once again. Thank you for your support. Okay, be the CoinsKid crew. So I've updated the CoinsKid index right now to help you find your trades on the micro time frame. So the other day on XRP, it was showing a sell warning, and that's played out. It's been a nice little short opportunity right there. On XRP, if we take a look on the 15-minute time frame, it was all the way up here. Okay, creating this bearish divergence and boom, boom, boom. This has come down the stairs. So a nice little short up right there that I relayed to you, and it was the micro signal that was giving us that warning. Okay, so whenever you see basically a buy warning or a sell warning, you've got a short opportunity. For example, on Tron, we have a sell warning right now. ZBU, I think yesterday there was one on Bitcoin Cash that was floating around about $402, now trading at $384. And there was many more that was showing you yesterday's video as well. So basically, I've added something to the index, but to see it best, what you've got to do is go to coinskid.com, log in, go to the settings like this, okay, and go down to your chart settings and set it to 15 minutes. I think by default I've coded it for roughly 4 hours. So test it to 15 minutes. And what you want to do is go back to the index right there and look for the micro signal warnings. For example, right now we have one on XRP, the inverse of a sell warning, which is a short opportunity. We actually have a long opportunity right now. We've got a buy warning kicking in on XRP. So we'll take a quick look at that chart right now. If you take a look on the 15-minute time frame, we do have a double bullish divergence that's building up here. So I think that in time XRP will become oversold, and at that point we'll jump into a little long. So I'm looking for another little bullish divergence down here on the 15-minute time frame. At that point I'll entertain the long and we'll ride it back up for XRP. Okay, so I think there's a long opportunity approaching for XRP because of the micro signal. So micro time frame trading, in and out, long shorts, make money on a micro time frame. So is there any other warnings right now? We have a Trump warning. If we click on that, you can clearly see we've got a bullish divergence just there that's picked up. So I'm looking for a double bullish divergence down here, quite oversold on the 15 minutes. So I think there's an opportunity approaching on Trump to go long, to ride a little wave back up. Okay, let's go further down the list. We have a sell warning on the likes of Tron. Let's take a quick look at that. So look at that, overbought up here with a double bearish divergence on a 15-minute time frame after a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up, and right now this is rolling backwards, and we've got the sell warning on Tron. So that was a nice little short opportunity if you was looking at the index right there. So that's just a quick little introduction on how to use the index with the bullish and bearish divergence indicator that I've added to the CoinsKid crew index right there. So take a quick look at Bitcoin. It's neutral at the moment. There's no signal on the micro, so it's a neutral trade. So it's an out trade basically. But XRP potentially presenting a buy warning, which is a long up on the 15-minute time frame. We start to come down, get really oversold. Okay, we'll print another bullish divergence down here on the 15-minute, and we should see some kind of relief coming back up into this zone here around about 245 at least. And these are little micro trades that I find for you. That's roughly 5.9%. It's little micro trades that I find an opportunity for you on the charts and every single day. But you can find them yourself just by going to coinskid.com, changing your settings to 15 minutes, and then using the micro signal indicator to find your longs and shorts. Okay, let's dive into the XRP chart right now, because there may be a massive correction that's going on right now for XRP that nobody's looking at, and I'll go through that with you in today's video. Okay, so looking at XRP on the daily time frame, I know a lot of people were shooting me because I'm not jumping into big longs and things like that, but like I said to you, I still think we're caught in this correction, and it could get even nastier than I envision here. Okay, but I do think at the moment, given the structure I'm looking at, the 1, 2, 3, I think we're actually in a correction. Okay, and all of this is corrective. So regardless, I am still accumulating XRP because I do think at some point we will turn around and we'll make highs in this particular market for the likes of XRP, Bitcoin, so on and so forth. I don't necessarily think we've entered a bear market at the moment. Now there's only one worrying, concerning shot that we have entered the bear market, and it was a retail top indicator that create for yourselves that triggered, I think it was roughly around about November the 12th on the buy signal just there. This is where we also equally saw the retail top trigger. I did say to you, within a month we do typically see a major correction in the crypto markets. Now whether or not this turns into a macro correction, time will tell. But what we've not seen here for XRP is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. I actually think that this is part of the correction. I don't think this is impulsive, and I've gone through this as to why for XRP. I actually think it's a free wave move up. It's a corrective move, which is part of a correction that began there. So I think that what we're going to do in the retail top is trigger it twice like we did in 2021, and I've gone through this with you. Okay, if you do want to take a look at the retail top, it's on coinskid.com. In fact, I'll show you that quickly before I do continue with this technical analysis right now on XRP. Okay, so the retail top indicator is an indicator indicator I made for you, I released it late last year. Basically, how does the retail top work? Whenever you see the blue line dip into the red dotted line sell zone, you sell your Bitcoin and run for the hills. Now, historically, see on, I think it's November the 12th, look at that. And we printed the green buy dot as well for XRP on the daily CoinsKid ribbon, which I relayed to you as well. So it's at this point, I did relay to you, I'm converting my Bitcoin into XRP right there. And it was an amazing decision from myself, okay? So again, nothing I say is financial advice, but at this point I did say to you, you know, typically when this triggers, we do enter some kind of correction for Bitcoin and the crypto markets. I did get a lot of hate for that, but we have entered the correction. Literally a month later, in December, I think we began a correction here. Okay, so this is the all-time high for me. I know this is the all-time high there for Bitcoin on January January the 20th, but I actually think that's part of the correction that we've been in since that high there on December the 17th, which is basically a month later. And this is something I relayed to you. Typically, we pierce this, and within a month, we have some kind of correction. So we did exactly that in 2021. And again, I'm just relaying the data to you that we did this. If we go back, we did this in, I think it was, when was that? That was basically April. We came down. This was your little alt season. Literally a month later, you're having that big macro correction for Bitcoin. Then we came back later in the year and we triggered it again in roughly October. Then within a month, Bitcoin was cooked and coming back down the stairs. If we go back to the previous cycle, the 2017 cycle, I think it was around about November 2017 that we did trigger this again. So we triggered the retail top. Within a month, Bitcoin was cooked and it rolled into that big macro correction. So there's no bias here. Obviously, in time, if we do roll into a bear market at this point and we're missing the final fifth wave for XRP, it's quite concerning. But there's no bias here. This was just simple data I was relaying to you. This is why I took the opportunity in XRP. This is why I've made so much money holding XRP right towards the end of this impulse here for Bitcoin than I would have if I, held Bitcoin. And this is something I relayed to you. But obviously, if we roll into a bear market from this point, then this indicator is the only indicator I'm ever going to respect, okay? Because it's nailed it, But obviously, for me to say it has done it right now without Bitcoin losing structure and seeing a major breakdown in the charts for XRP and many other coins, then it would be a little bit of hopium, okay? But it has done it before, so it is a little bit concerning. If we was to rely on one key data point to call the tops in this market, it would be the retail top indicator that create for yourselves. What is the retail top indicator? Well, basically, it's retail sentiment. What happens is retail doesn't want to know, the blue line, it doesn't want to know. And then as soon as it starts to turn up in droves, we do get a bit toppy in the markets where, really simple, smart money is dumping on dumb money, because dumb money is the blue line. Smart money is the index buying the fear, basically. Really, really simple. So retail showing up within a month, it's got dumped on, thinking we're going to get rich, okay, and we've entered some kind of correction. But that is exactly what I think it is at the moment, given the missing fifth wave that I'm seeing for XRP and equally Bitcoin right there. So I'll dive into the XRP chart, and obviously I'm looking for an invalidation of the impulse and what we need to see going forward to invalidate that, actually XRP is not impulsive, it's corrective. So let me go through that with you in today's video, okay? Looking at XRP on a weekly time frame, my primary at the moment is, these are my targets above. We've got $27, $13 and $8. And a lot of people, they ask why do we have those targets above? Really simple, from the previous all-time high to the bear market low. I actually think that XRP is an impulsive move to the upside, and these are your minimal targets: the 1.272, the 1.414, and the 1.618. And what you've got to do to increase the probability of those targets, from the bottom, you begin to retrace up the stairs through the fibs. Okay, so you can clearly see there's your all-time high. There's a retracement to 786 fib, okay, where it got rejected and rolled into that crash and correction that held this structural low. So from here, you've made this low, you've made a high, then you've made a higher low, and right now you've made a higher high. So technically, you are in an uptrend, although it doesn't feel like it, from that bear market bottom of 2020. But on the macro, you're in a beautiful uptrend. High, low, higher high, and this can afford to come back, make a higher low, and still be in a macro uptrend. So you've got to be patient here. This is why I've always said to you, patience is key with XRP. So what I'm looking for to increase probability, okay, that this is really impulsive, and what we're going to do in this move to the upside here is take out the all-time high and some, is basically 5 waves from the bottom from which you've come. So I think that this is the bottom of a correction that began in July of 2023. This is the bottom of a correction that began in April of April of 2021. So what I think we've got here is a potential impulsive, corrective, and right now it's an impulsive move that's coming up that consists of 5 waves like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at that point, you're cooked. You're coming through another big macro correction like this did. So this is a 1 into a 2 into a 3, and at this point you've got a big macro correction, ABC4, whatever, and then comes back in the next impulse like that. So this is my big macro outlook here for XRP, that this is your bear market, and from there you've been making higher highs, higher lows as she goes. You've not lost any macro structure here for XRP, although it's really hard to understand. On the macro, XRP is incredibly bullish, although obviously it doesn't feel like it. And this is something I've been relaying to you for a very long time, that structurally, here's your resistance, here's your low. You're coming up and you're beginning to make high lows from this bottom here. You was making these higher highs and high lows. So this breakout from XRP here is actually incredibly bullish. So going forward on the macro, there's your low. There's your high low, there's another high low, and right now XRP can actually afford to come back, still make another high low, and you're still macro bullish, okay, looking for these targets above. So in time, I do think there's a chance we could actually get to them targets, and I've relayed that to you many years. Now what we did see at this particular bottom, which is why I did call the bottom for XRP in June of 2022 right there, is the weekly really oversold. So if ever you see that again, look at the charts. Where are you making a high low? If you are, it's an opportunity in my opinion. But remember, nothing I say is financial advice, okay? So a lot of people, they don't realize that this is the long game for XRP. They get really annoyed that things don't happen on the short time frames and things like that. But you're in it for the long haul, for me anyway, okay? But obviously I'm always trying to accumulate XRP, manage some of my bags, accumulate it for my children, my grandchildren, so on and so forth, because this is the long game, okay? So basically that's the outlook on the macro, that we're still incredibly bullish here for XRP, although it doesn't feel like it. Any dips should be for slurping, okay? And XRP is just an incredibly bullish project basically. So here's your impulsive wave top, your bear market, impulsive corrective, so on and so forth. So that's my big macro outlook for XRP. So I actually think that from this point here, we've had a beautiful 1 into a 2, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup of 3, which we're still in, and then we'll have a big ABC, which is your 4, and then your big macro 5 from this huge bear market bottom right there. That's my primary outlook for XRP at the moment. That I think that any dips are for buying, not necessarily for crying, but I'll always try and find tops and bottoms and things like that, and this is what I do on the channel. So on the macro, if you can stomach the pullbacks and just apply a bit of capital, the big macro is that XRP is incredibly bullish from this beautiful opportunity of the bear market lows in the corona dump, that from that peak there, I think it crashed roughly all the way down around about 96%. So that's been your bear market, and from there, this has been impulsive corrective. All this move was a corrective phase of a bull market, looking for this big impulsive move, and these big corrective phases will come again, and we'll find the opportunities with them. But at the minute, what I'm looking at for XRP, is a final 5th wave to the upside here. And obviously if we don't get it, then it increases the probability that all of this is still corrective to the upside, to this high here, as was this corrective, correction. Do you understand? So we've got to pay attention here. We've got to be cautious basically in this current time frame. If you are jumping into XRP expecting something like that, you could actually get that, okay? So I'm looking for the clues that we are going to get this, and not necessarily this in the current time frame. One of the clues could be the retail top that triggered just there, triggered just there, and triggered just there, and has triggered just there. It could be an indication, okay, retail's showing up expecting to get rich, and this is what you get some kind of pullback into support. Absolutely possible. So if that happens, for me, I'll just look at it as an opportunity to buy more XRP for the next big impulsive move up. So stay tuned for that, okay? But at the moment, in the current time frame, there's no bias. I think the retail top was a trigger warning right there that I did relay to you, but in the time frame, I think we're just going sideways. And if you look at it structurally, what we're doing, we've just pretty much ran into the all-time high here for XRP, which is basically a 1 fib. You ran into it, and what you're doing right now is you're consolidating on the previous local high of 2021. So you've run up into this resistance, you've got resistance which is absolutely perfect, and you're going sideways in a range looking for the support of the previous local high. So if you start to break down below that, okay, you've got increased probability, you're losing your 20, which is basically what you did there and what you did there and what you did there after the big retail top trigger warning. And at that point, you've got to respect the fact that you could get a bigger macro correction here where you do something like that. So at the minute, it is all a game of support and resistance. At the moment, you've sort of come up into the previous all-time high and you're going sideways in a range. And a lot of people are saying bear market and things like that, but you've not necessarily printed any structure that's bearish at the moment for XRP. Obviously, the minute you start to break down below the 20 and you start to turn this previous level of resistance into resistance once more, no longer support, which is what you keep doing. Once you start to do something like that, okay, you've got to look downwards, you've got to project downwards, and at that point we can drop the fibs on, try and find targets along the way, God candle back tests, so on and so forth, to put bids in to accumulate more XRP in the correction it's going through. So at the minute, I do remain bullish on XRP, but it's just caught in limbo, you know, right now. It's caught in limbo, it's going sideways. But what my primary is at the moment is the fact that we've got a 1, 2, 3, we've gone sideways in a 4, we're looking to break bullish, and we're looking to break out. And then in time, it'd be fantastic. We can get up, turn this into support, and then, you know, keep going in the cycles down the road, you know, because technically from this bottom, like I said to you, low, high low, high low. If we can make another high low, you're still making high lows. So technically on the macro, you're incredibly bullish here for XRP. Although obviously when it's coming back and pulling back, it just doesn't feel like it. So understand that update. Nothing I say is financial advice, but on the macro, XRP is a beautiful, beautiful chart to look at. Okay, although obviously it doesn't feel like it. And I remember, you know, all the blood, fear, depression in this simple zigzag correction, which we nailed the targets. You know, it didn't feel like it then either. So I hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Back to an update on XRP. Bye bye.